Mikey's got a golf event. Sean's at Disneyland. And with the Knicks and Rangers on this major run, we go a little old school today.
It's Joe Benudo and Evan Roberts on The Fan.
Joe and Evan and Joe. On WFAN Sports Radio. If you want to be in the New York know, gotta go to Joe and Evan and Joe. 66 on your AM dial, 101.9 FM. Joe and Evan on The Fan. Joe and Evan on WFAN.
Bro, when we did our show for 14 years,
Yep.
we never got this.
No, we never got what's going on now. The only negative that if there is any negative, which there really isn't, is as great as it is that everybody's playing every other night, you need a break after a while. I mean, I got to tell you. I mean, I'm like, there's so many so much you can take. I mean, these games are like, the Knicks games, the Rangers are in overtime. I mean, it's just, oh my God. But I mean, how sweet it is.
Oh, my God.
Boy, I'll tell you, Billy Joel, I did my one of my podcasts. The theme was that great song by Billy Joel, A Time to Remember. Maybe Loogie can play it a little bit because that's exactly what it is. It's a time to remember. And then the next line is, so it will not last forever. So Knick and Ranger fans that are out there right now, man, enjoy every second of this.
Yeah, this
is just unbelievable.
Now, last night, your hockey team, which I said this a few days ago, and I say this as obviously not a Ranger fan, certainly not as someone that wants to see them win.
Right.
But I look at them, and I see a team that's going to win the freaking Stanley Cup.
Wow.
And it continues on a nightly basis. Last night, and this was another sign that maybe it's your year, because I think at times when we've talked about the Mets or really any team, you don't want to mess with something that's working.
Right.
And last night, Peter Laviolette, to a small degree, messed with something that was working by bringing back Filipino.
Yep.
And it didn't
sitting
matter.
Rempe.
Yes.
And I don't know if you noticed statistics, too. What the Rangers' record is with Rempe in the lineup, it's like Anunoby with the Knicks.
Incredible.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
So were you a little annoyed that he did it?
No, I wasn't because... if you notice, too, with Rempe in these close games, Laviolette's not playing him in the third
he's not
period.
getting on the ice a lot either.
No, he's playing 5-6 minutes. He's spotting him at times. He's doing, playing him the right way. But, look, Heedle's a terrific player. And I tell you, he played good. He had that one breakaway late in the game where the goalie just kind of got his stick out to knock the puck off. No, look, Peter Laviolette all year has made go back to what they did when they beat the Islanders in the Stadium Series when he pulls the goalie and they score two goals in the last 2 minutes to send a game in overtime and then they win.
Yeah.
Every move Laviolette has made has really turned out to be the right one.
And look, when we were on the air for all those years, like the Rangers, to their credit, were always good. Like the Rangers had a lot of deep runs.
Yeah.
But
not like the Knicks who were in the abyss for 20 years.
Right. I was thinking back to that. I think we had one Knick run, which was 2013 before Roy Hibbert swatted Melo away.
Exactly.
But through all those Ranger runs, they were good, man. And they were fun.
Yep.
But this team's different.
Yes.
I remember bitching about the power play. Every Ranger fan. Now, you guys may have the greatest power play I've ever seen.
I say this all the time. Their top power play, when you look at the firepower and the star power that they have on that power play, I mean, when they get on, now they went 0 for 3 on a power play last night. Now, of course, they got a shorthanded goal to tie it, and they had about 3 or 4 breakaways shorthanded.
Yeah.
They should have had a couple more, to be honest. But no, they get a shorthanded goal. But their power play now, I just expect they're going to score. I got to tell you, when they get out there.
And it's funny. Early on in this series, when Carolina had the 5 power play opportunities in Game 1, the thought was, well, you can't commit dumb penalties. Jacob Trudel was in the box a bunch of times.
And the officiating has been a little shaky in this series, too. But
eventually you thought it would come back and kill them. Right. And it hasn't.
No.
Their kill has been unbelievable, especially against the Carolina team that I'm starting to think was just overhyped from get.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little biased.
Let me ask you this, bro. How did the bookies make Carolina the favorite in the series?
I don't know. I mean, look, they had a great regular season.
They did.
They came close to catching the Rangers at the very end and being the team that finished with the number 1 seed and winning the President's Trophy. But they didn't. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And look, I guess my bias is that I saw them beat my team, especially in some devastating ways. And even last year, beat my team. But the truth is, all year long, the Rangers have proven time in and time out that they're elite, that they're the best team in hockey.
Yeah.
And what they've done to start this postseason, and yes, it's eerily familiar to 1994. There's a lot of reminiscent moments of 1994, but flat out, they just look like a team that's going to go win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, you really get, just watching them play, it's like they are on a mission that they're winning this thing. And I think one of the best things, look, the move to Laviolette, and I was a little upset. You know, they're changing coaches every 2 years. It's like the Jets. Every 2 years, they had a new coach. You know, they had this guy Quinn, then they got Gallant for 2 years. You know, they had Alain Vigneault. I mean, every couple of years, they got a new coach, right? But this guy's just been, he's been unbelievable. But you really get the feeling that they are on a mission. And I think one of the best things that happened to them was losing like they did last year to the Devils.
Oh, yeah, man.
I think that's a big deal, no doubt about it.
I remember you always used to say, because it was a little bit before my time, that the best thing that happened to the dynastic Islanders was losing to the Rangers
79.
in 79.
Yep.
And I've seen that throughout sports now over the last 15 or 20 years, where you could cite, hey, that setback, even the Rangers in 1993, having the terrible year that they had. Didn't make the playoffs, that somehow may have helped them get over the top the following year. When you think back to how they blew the Devils series, the goaltending change. By the way, goaltending change. While that kid did not play badly yesterday.
No, he wasn't bad.
It didn't help. It didn't work.
No.
It worked last year for New Jersey. It didn't work this year.
No.
But it feels like that humbling defeat to the Devils a year after making the long run from the previous year when they're up 2-0 on Tampa, they've got a lead in Game 3, that experience has led to this. And now they're 1 win away from getting to sit around for a week and a half and wait.
Let's hope, because I need a little break there. You know, there's no doubt about it.
You need a break.
Yeah, I do. I'm telling you, it's like... You know, after a while, I mean, you're just delirious. I got to go through this again tonight?
You know
Can
what?
I get a night off?
Bro, hold on a second.
No, I know.
That is like saying, you know what?
I know.
The hot tubs with the supermodels.
No, I understand.
That was great Monday through
true.
Thursday.
Yeah.
But Friday, I need a break.
Yeah. Well,
you really need a break?
Yeah.
Maybe the answer is yes. You know what? Getting a little older, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. The pain. Anyway. No, look, it's been off the charts, and look, like I said, the Rangers, man. You talk about and just look what they've done. You talk about the special teams. In the what is it? 7 games they played so far in the playoffs. They have 3 shorthanded goals, and I believe they got 10 power play goals. Think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Dude, their special teams has been unbelievable.
Oh, man.
The goalie, and it's crazy to think that
goalie?
A few months ago, Igor Shesterkin was having issues. Jonathan Quick was filling in for him.
Jonathan Quick really helped get them to where they are. He had a magnificent year.
Yep.
He won 18 games for them, you know, and he was winning games when Shesterkin was struggling. And ever since the All-Star break, Shesterkin has been unbelievable. You know, the Rangers have had great goalies. You know, I mean, Eddie Jockerman going all the way back. You know, they had Van Beesbrook, who was a good goalie. Richter, obviously, they won the cup. Henrik was probably the best they ever had. Nobody's playing better than this guy. Nobody.
No, you're right, man. And think about his NHL playoff career. His first real playoff game was that 75 save, triple overtime
79.
loss. 79, I apologize.
Right.
79 saves. And you're right about Jonathan Quick. And I thought it was cool the other day that it came out. I think it was, I think Trocheck said it after the game, that Jonathan Quick said something to the team during one of the intermissions between the second overtime. I think it was going into the second overtime to kind of pump the team up. Here's a goaltender that won a Stanley Cup, won 2 of them, beat the Rangers.
He's got 3, actually.
3, you're right. You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I just remember the 2 he got against the local teams.
Yeah, well, right. That's right. He beat the Kings and the Devils. I mean, the Rangers and the Devils.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're right. You think back to 5 months ago, Jonathan Quick filling in, letting Igor get his mind straight, giving him the rest he's gotten to where he can be fresh to make basically 45, 50 saves a night. Plus the leadership he probably brings off the bench. He's going to be one of those underrated figures if the Rangers complete this. But you're right, the goaltender's playing on another level. Their penalty kill is elite. Their power play is awesome. And that's why, look, I know things can change very quickly in hockey more than any other sport.
No doubt.
Like momentum doesn't even exist.
No doubt. And teams have come back. I mean, more than any sport, we've seen hockey teams come back from 3-0 to win. I think it's happened, 4 times, I believe?
Yes. And meanwhile, it's never happened in the NBA.
Never.
It's happened one time in baseball. We're not going to talk about it.
Right.
We're
Well,
be
we could,
respectful.
but we won't.
We could do 2 hours on it if you'd like.
By the way, I can't stand the Red Sox anymore. You know, I used to actually like the Red Sox to some degree. Now I just can't stand them.
I'm with you on that.
Right?
The Red Sox were a team that when I was younger, it was like...
You felt bad for them, you know?
I felt bad. It was, hey, can you do the dirty work of beating the Yankees as a jealous Met fan?
Right.
When they
Very
did
jealous.
the dirty work and got it done, it was almost like, I'm done with you now. But they're also like kind of meaningless now, the Red Sox. Like they're just not even.
Yeah.
They're not even relevant.
They have
Yankee
won 4
fans,
championships since then. But
they have, but like now, like the Yankee fans don't even care about the Red Sox.
No.
They care about the Astros, which even though they lost yesterday, they did a pretty good job, whipping their ass to start this season.
Yeah, 5 out of 6 they beat them?
6 out of 7.
6 out of 7. That's right. It was 4-game sweep to start the year. That's right.
Now, as far as the Knicks are concerned, this has been like a real magical run. And when you think about it, we were talking about this yesterday. They've had a lot of moments throughout this season where you thought, all right, it's over. All right, Julius is out. It's over. OG's out. It's over. You look at the way they lost Game 5 to Philadelphia, the way they won Game 2, the way they answered by winning Game 6, and even the other night. Jalen Brunson, I don't know what you were thinking during the game because we were never getting updates from TNT. They were too busy lionizing Reggie Miller and kissing his ass.
I barely listened to it. I got to tell you.
Smart.
When I'm not one of my big, and we'll get to the Knicks in a second, one of my big pet peeves is that after the first round of the playoffs, I got to have these national guys doing the game. I got to tell you that. We get Sam and Joe with the Rangers. We get Clyde and Breen with the Knicks. And then we're going into the biggest games of the year, and they're not doing the games anymore.
Yeah. And you got guys doing the games that hate your team. I mean, that's the other thing you got going on.
I'll say this. Last night, Kenny Albert did the game.
Well, for the Rangers, it was great. Yes.
I was shocked.
Yes.
Well, he never does Ranger games nationally. Never. And I was stunned that he did it. I got to say this. I do like Sean McDonough doing the hockey.
Yeah, he's not bad.
I think he's good.
He's not bad.
I think Sean McDonough is good, so he doesn't really bother me. What bothers me is the guys on the basketball.
Oh, God.
I mean, come on.
Dude, I'm not even a Knicks fan. They bother me.
Oh, my God.
But did you think Jalen was coming back?
The guy is he's so tough, I wasn't surprised. I have to say I wasn't surprised. And not only does he come back, bro, he goes for 20. They don't win the game without him. He goes for 24 in the second half. He's hitting every big shot. I mean, Jalen Brunson. The problem, I was talking to somebody the other day about the greatest free agent signing in the history of New York. And I think Reggie's number 1.
Okay.
To me, Reggie Jackson's probably number 1.
Yep.
Okay? But I'll tell you right now, and I know Beltran was great. I don't love Beltran, but he was, for a free agent signing, he was great. Curtis Martin, different guy. Jalen Brunson. Are you kidding me?
You know the difference, though, between Reggie Jackson and Jalen Brunson?
Is that you knew Reggie was great.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, that's it. That's the difference. That's the difference.
I don't mean to penalize Carlos Beltran or Reggie Jackson, but those guys came over and were what they were. Right. Which, by the way, it takes a lot. It's New York. There's a lot of pressure. So I give them credit.
Reggie embraced it.
Reggie embraced it. He became even a bigger legend with New York.
Right.
And the story continued. Jalen Brunson came here. And I don't think many were against it necessarily.
No, thought he was. I thought he was a nice player.
Nice player.
He's a good. Okay, he's going to be our point guard. He's a solid player. I didn't think he was going to turn out to be the combination of Clyde Frazier and Bernard King.
No,
which is pretty much what he is.
I mean, he really has. Like I remember sitting here even 2 months ago arguing, he's good. He's not this. Well, now he's this.
He's this.
I mean, he's everything.
He's everything.
And I think what he did in Game 2 was just another example of it. To come back after a foot injury. He's questionable for tonight, but I think we all expect him to play.
No, he's playing.
And the way he started that second half was, I'm going to get my teammates involved. I'm going to orchestrate this offense.
He didn't start looking to shoot right away.
Not right away. And he almost looked a little tentative, like, you know what? I'm going to get my teammates involved.
Right.
And he did it brilliantly. Guys made open shots. And all of a sudden, the Knicks were down 10, 30 seconds later, basically, they have flipped the entire game. And then, like you said, latter part of the third quarter, fourth quarter, it was like, okay,
Yeah.
Now it's time.
Time to win.
Now it's time.
Time to win.
And so their run has been remarkable.
Well, I think the other thing, too, and I give tremendous credit to Leon Rose because Leon Rose has done a magnificent job with this basketball team. You know, Brunson, Brunson is going to turn out to be one of, maybe one of the all-time Knicks. He might already be beyond Patrick Ewing. It's getting there. I'll say this. With the game on the line, who do I want taking a shot, Brunson or Ewing?
I get you. I understand.
Now, look, he's got a long way to go to get his number hung up in the rafters and all that. He's only been here a couple of years. But you look at this guy, it's unbelievable. But forget about him. Nobody knew he was this good. Josh Hart, like we talked about it off the air, he's a triple-double machine.
Yeah.
And he's playing 48 minutes a night. The guy's 6'4". He's getting 15 rebounds a night. Unbelievable. And then DiVincenzo, right? Okay, nice player, good college player and all that. I mean, this guy, and we talked about this too, I think only Steph Curry had more threes than he did in the entire NBA. I mean, how many big shots has he hit? Oh, my God. Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Every single guy.
Unbelievable.
Every single guy that I watched before they got to the Knicks. Like, I knew who Isaiah was. I knew who Jalen Brunson was. I knew all these guys were. And they were all less than what they are now.
A lot less.
Which is a credit to Tom Thibodeau, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Jay Wright, too, because the job, all these Villanova guys.
No doubt. But, like, Josh Hart was always... he was what he was. Like, I remember when the Knicks acquired him, I was like, you got nothing to lose. You didn't give up much. Who cares about Cam Reddish? You gave up a late first-round pick. And I remember him being like, okay, when he grabs a rebound, he'll go coast to coast. He'll get you a quick two. I remember that being a part of his game, saying, all right, what else is he? Well, we're seeing what else he is. Yeah. 48 minutes a night, like you talked about. Not afraid of the moment. We certainly saw that in Philadelphia.
And how about what he did? This was so cool the other day. I didn't even realize what he did until reading it in the paper, that he goes up to Reggie.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He goes up to Reggie and he says, he tells him, he says, do you know what they're saying about you? Can you hear what they're chanting? How good is that? I love that. I mean, come on. You got to love that.
There are small things Josh Hart does that I would love if I'm a Knicks fan. And the one thing he did earlier today was he was asked about Rick Carlisle's comments. But Rick Carlisle said,
can you talk about it? I mean, we used to yell about Phil Jackson crying. I mean, come on, Rick.
You know why he's doing it? He's doing it to get the calls.
Well, of course.
It's a strategy.
Of course.
So Josh Hart's asked about it, and his response was so perfect and also showed me he gets New York. He immediately responded, well, that's obviously a bunch of crap. As everybody knows, Knicks haven't won in 51 years. Where they've been trying to help him out.
Right.
And it's a small thing, but him knowing the last time they won a title actually matters.
Yeah.
Him knowing, hey, let me take a shot at Reggie. Knicks fans will love this matters. Like, this guy's not oblivious. A lot of athletes, they come here and they don't have to know their history. They come here and they play. Yeah, Josh Hart gets everything.
He does. And especially when you're talking about the Knicks. I mean, we've got nothing. Yeah, they gave us Patrick Ewing in the lottery in 1985. I read something today, and I knew this, but I didn't know the amount. They've been in 18 lotteries since Ewing. They haven't even moved up a slot once.
Amazing.
Okay? So don't give me... And nobody ever wanted to come here. I mean, outside of Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo, okay, they wanted to come. LeBron never wanted to play here. It would be too much pressure on LeBron. He didn't want to come and play for the Knicks. So this nonsense. And here's the other thing, too. There is such a prejudice against the New York teams. And I know I'm a New York guy, but... You look at the two MVP races, okay? How about this? Jalen Brunson, I know, Jokic won the MVP again?
Yep.
Jalen Brunson's not even anywhere to be seen. How many guys in the league are more valuable to their teams than he is? And even worse than that, Artemi Panarin in the hockey, the guy goes for 49 goals, 114 points, right? He's the best player on the best team in the league, and he's not even one of the finalists for the Hart Trophy. How is that possible? It's a disgrace. It really is a disgrace. But I'm telling you, there is a major bias against New York. And Rick Carlisle can go stick it up his rear end. Let's be honest.
We'll come back and get your calls, 877-337-6666.